person will make adjustments. So, you know, we don't make a difference to be the undisputed. And it's, you know, you just got to be able to change when it's necessary.
Absolutely. Out of all the current fighters out there right now, who do you admire the most? Who's one of your favorite fighters to watch?
Well, it's, you know, you can only be as good as the opponent that you fight. And right now, it appears to be Pacquiao's fighting everybody. Of course, Mayweather fight everybody too, but you know, now come down to the two top best and they ain't together. But you know, I think the person that you like the most is the most active person who's played everybody.
How many times are you going to fight this year?
You know, one fight at a time, but you know, hopefully fight at least three times this year.
Has there been any talks about the Klitschko's? Who's lined up next? Not looking past your opponent this weekend, of course. Who's lined up next?
Well, I'm supposed to fight somebody out of Denmark in March. And, you know, but still, just one fight at a time. You know, I love what I'm doing, and you know, it's one fight at a time. You know, mind changes too. You know, I train some days, I feel great. Some days I don't feel so great, but I look great, but I didn't feel great. But the point of the matter is that can you stay 2 feet? And I believe that I can.
Excellent. Thank you. Good luck Saturday.
What do you attribute your longevity in this sport to?
You know, Lord Jesus Christ. I believe in Jesus. I believe that each and every time you say the Lord's Prayer, you ain't doing nothing but blessing yourself and blessing other people. So as long as you keep God first and be thankful for Him to give you everything that you have, you know, I was given the sport of boxing. I wasn't born boxing. I learned from a person who wasn't my father, who kind of felt that I could, and it inspired me to work hard. And you know, and different other trainers throughout my whole 40 career of boxing came into my life and added to it. And so and I think with me, on the inspiration part, being able to look out there today and say, you know, when I was young, they say I was too young. Now that I'm old, they say I'm too old, but I was able to do it then too. So, and which kind of inspired me to, you know, never give up. You know, you may not get it when you want, but you'll still get it if you don't quit.
I think you're an inspiration, so you look great out there. Thank you.
Evander, you're one of the greatest of all time. Have you ever seen Williams fight, Tank Williams? Have you ever seen Williams?
I've seen the tape, but you know, I wouldn't be fighting nobody who couldn't fight.
I agree with that. You never have.
And I guess the most important thing is for me is to always be at my very best. You know, rather than whoever I fight, be a good fight.
I was reading, is he smaller, like a 5'11" or something? Sort of a. Is there a different technique you might have to use on something like that, like gentlemen?
Well, you always have to make adjustments. Successful people are people who make adjustments. When you get too tired to make adjustments, the game is over for you. Because in life, you don't always have to make adjustments.
I'd like your opinion for Thomas Adame. Your opinion for Thomas Adame.
Thomas Adamek. Thomas Adamek. He's asking, what are your thoughts about Thomas Adamek?
I haven't seen it.
How important is it for you to bring the titles back to the United States?
Well, you know, with me, it wouldn't make no difference. You know, when you win a world title, you're the world champion.
Yeah.
But you know, I live in the United States, and so you represent it. I think anytime a world title, you pretty much showing people where you live, this is what we bring. And I think it's time for the United States, you know, to be champion again.
Yeah, about time.
Wow, so it's time.
Bring it home,
Evander, what would a fight with you and David Haye look like?
Well, it would be good, you know, because we both came up as cruiserweight. He's a skillful fighter, and I just, you find that the young guy brings something, but the older guy brings something too. And I have to outthink it. Ain't no way he can get 40 years up on me. 40 years up on him. Thank you.
How much do you weigh right now? 220? And I'm sure you're comfortable at this weight? Yeah. You never get bored with boxing at this level of the game, like being around so long?
You're going to be great, you can't get bored. Bored, just a thought of mine, just have one thing.
You're already great. It's not like you're
but you know what? If that's the case, then I have the belts. You don't have the belts, so you always got you always got to make adjustments. You always got to make adjustments, but it's not so much that. It's just so much as life is how you end. No one choose their beginning; they can choose their end. So it means that I need to go ahead and do this where I can put that period mark right there and say, this is how my career ends, and start something new. You just got to know when to end it.
How do you always stay such a champion and also a role model at the same time? Like you're always a great role model as well as a good fighter. How did you achieve that? You staying close to God, or?
Well, that too, but it's my mama. I was like, I had a lot of people in my neighborhood, saying, oh, he gonna be a sissy. They say that because the fact of the matter is that, I couldn't do everything that everybody in the neighborhood did. I couldn't curse, I had to come in the house at a certain time, couldn't date, and none of that, all that stuff that they call love, but structure. But that structure love that, a lot of young kids don't like, because everybody want to be just like everybody. Don't nobody want to change it. Somebody else do something, you want to do it. My mom said it ain't like that. You'll never be successful trying to pattern yourself after all your friends, because everybody ain't willing to pay the price. Not that everybody can't, it's just they choose not to. So at a young age, my mother put it in and said, you don't have the right that all the other guys have. And I kind of figured, why not? We all guys. You're an athlete. You don't supposed to be doing that. You don't supposed to do that. You don't think that you got the right that everybody else is. All depends on what your job is. You can't be a lawyer and hate reading. You can't be an athlete if you hate working out. Just all these things that my mom just said. If that's your friend, then your friend should want you to be successful too. He shouldn't be telling you, you ain't got to practice today. Let's do this. And I wouldn't be who I am as it wasn't for my mom. And it wasn't my grandmother, She went there, my grandmother was on. And so, so I realized that, I believe in the word of God, but I never would have got to the word if my mama didn't beat it in me. My mama beat it in me, so I'm this way and I'm happy now. But for 18 years of my life, I didn't think she really liked me. I turned 19 years old and I realized that everything I was successful about did what she told me to do. I just stuck to it.
Evander, advice on amateur light heavyweight. Tall guy like me, at light heavyweight. Advice?
Excuse me?
I said advice on a tall amateur like me at light heavyweight. Cutting weight and everything.
You asked me what? What's the question?
You want advice?
For a light heavyweight amateur?
Yeah.
Anything that should be aware of?
What were you like? How old are you? 23. See, art of gaming as an amateur, a lot of amateurs don't like shadow boxing. Shadow boxing is what the best part of being an amateur, because if I see the way you shadow box, I can tell you how eventually you're going to be. If you shadow box and rest and drop your hand down, you lose concentration, lose focus. That kind of show you what, this is what you're saying you want to be. When you shadow box is supposed to be your perfect game. This is how you say I want to be, even though I'm not like that. But ultimately, this is what I want to do when I fight. I want to, if you shadow box flat-footed, you say eventually, you know what? I want to be flat-footed. But you don't want to be a flat-footed fighter. If you want a person to move, you got to shadow box like this. Every time you shadow box, you got to shadow box like that. And everything that I did, my coach would always ask me to shadow box last, because he wanted to see, even our time, would I forget how I really want to be. So how you really want to be is how you shadow box. So if you drop your hand down like this is what you say, I like doing this. So you want to pattern yourself, shadow boxing, move and all that, you know. I'm like, I'm a big guy, but when I'm shadow boxing, I wanna look good. I want to move, even though I don't feel like doing it, but I want to do it because remind myself this is how I really want to be. Because you're fighting against air, ain't nothing but air. If you can't be good with nothing but air, then I don't know where you're somebody standing right there. If you mess up, they gonna hit you. At least with the air, it don't hit you. At least you can look good in front of the air, but you gotta build it from that. That's the reason why, you know, when you're tired, you wanna go into shadow box and ask yourself, okay, if I shadow box, now ain't nobody hit me. Now, do I drag? Why drag? So all of a sudden you get this image of yourself. Once you get the image of yourself, it's hard for whatever you go through, it's easy to come back to your image, to how you're supposed to be, and that's allow you to look good and allow you to win half the time.
What do you feel your best punch is?
Well, if you have just one best punch, you ain't gonna win long. Gotta have a lot of them. I'm telling you, gotta have a good jab. Gotta have a good right hand, gotta have a good left hook, gotta have a good uppercut. All these things you got to perfect. See, it's your hands. These same hands is the hand they're gonna do everything. And so it's not so much, it's how you think. You can't sit here on one good punch, man. Your chance of winning is gonna be slim. But as long as you're doing punches, your chance of winning is gonna always be great. Like that, you know, you don't let people get you caught up. I got this dangerous left hand. Yeah, you know, better have a dangerous right too. Because if you don't hit that left, at least you hit with the right one. Because that guy keep going to that side that you can't hit with that left hand. What you gonna do? Give up? Oh, you ain't going the right way. So you know that's the art of the game. You know, but like with me, I've been doing it ever since I was 8 years old, and I became better than everybody because when the guys turned 16 years old, they could date. I couldn't date. So when they came back at 18, they couldn't whoop me no more. So you know, so all these things worked out for me.
What was your most difficult victory?
As what, amateur or pro? Pro. I say fighting this guy, Dwight Muhammad Kwawi.
Oh yeah.
I like that 15-round fight. You know, I'm like, you know, and it was just like somebody blindfolding you and throwing you out in the ocean, and you come out the water, you look, you don't know what direction to go. You don't know if you're going, you don't know which way you're going. But you know, if you stop, you're gonna drown. So, you know, and that's how it was, and it's just that 15-round fight. I remember in that fight, cruiserweight, I lost 15 pounds.
After the fight, right?
And I remember winning the title. After I won the title, I told them I don't want to be champion. They said, why? I said, I like to die. Why you ain't die? Because I wasn't going to stop. Right. I didn't want to stop. You know, because I had this thing that I had psyched myself up. I said, I'd rather die before I quit. Because I won't know if I quit, if I die. So I don't want to quit. I just don't want to remember quit. So the whole big thing was not to quit. And I didn't quit, and I won.
When you was an amateur.
One last question, everybody, then we got to get out of here.
When you was an amateur, you fought a fighter called Ricky Womack?
Womack, yes.
And tell us about those couple of fights. How many times did you fight him, and how tough was he?
Well, you know, I fought Ricky Womack 6 times.
Wow, 6.
Wow.
And Ricky Womack was the current amateur heavyweight and light heavyweight champion. And he whooped the Cubans, knocked out the Russians, and all that. And he was the one that's supposed to make